Hi everybody, happy Sunday. It's a Sunday live stream and I'm hanging out in Iceland. It's a beautiful day. I actually feel like I should be hiking, but it's really quiet right now. I wanted to do a tour of my beautiful co-working space, and this is my view right now. It's very, very beautiful. Hi Tech Lord, sorry for the spontaneous live stream. Hey George, how's it going? What do you guys think of this view? Ta-da! I've just been sitting there having some coffee. It's already 1:30. It's really, I wish it was earlier, but look at all these windows and this little cool like chair thing down here. You can sit on it. So let's sit on this little mini chair. Yeah, this is a good thinking spot. I've been sitting here just like staring out the window and contemplating my life and my choices and thinking of my to-do list, just looking out at this window, just staring at the mountain. It's quite nice. So yeah, it's super Instagrammable. I wish that George was here so that he could help me take pictures and film. I've just been setting the timer on my, oops, there goes the chair, on my phone and my camera. So I am on right now let me try not to break anything. I'm at the Blue Bank in Iceland, and I'm on the second floor and nobody's here right now because it's a Sunday afternoon. I was thinking of going for a hike, but I don't know, I have a lot of work to do and nobody's here, so it's so quiet. I mean, it's quiet anyway. Hello, we're in the West Fjords of Iceland. It's very quiet, but I need to do some accounting. But like when the weather is really good, like do you work or do you go outside? I mean, maybe I could hike tomorrow because Monday it should be pretty busy in here. Even though there's only like 200 people in the whole town, it'll still like fill up a little bit during the day. So it's like, do I sit here with this view or do I go out there and walk around? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I have this whole place to myself, or I could go for a hike. But I just did a lot of hiking in Norway, and I did a lot of hiking in Iceland last time I was here. So let's see. Tech Lords is going to Panama. That's cool. I haven't been to Playa Coronado. I hear it's really nice though. I've done some relocations there. Hey, Michelle. George is asking how are the prices there and how's the food? Let's go into another office. So this is the office next to me. There's plenty of room for all of you to come and work here. So if you need a place for a retreat, or if you need any sort of like, I don't know, a place to come and think, you can sit on the little stool and stare out the window at the mountains and contemplate life. But it's expensive in Iceland. Like, let's just put it that way. Like, you can't really eat out for less than like 20 or 30 euro, and dinners can easily get into like the 50 to 100 euro range. Renting a car is expensive, the hotels are expensive, the tours are expensive. Like Iceland, I think it had like this reputation for being a low-cost destination because of WOW Air, which I heard went out of business. However, it's once you get here, it is really expensive. So this is where my computer is. How cool is this place? So even if you get a cheap flight here, by the time you pay for your luggage, then you get here, it's like a 25 or 30 euro bus just to get from the airport to Reykjavik. And then from there, you for sure either need to like rent a car or take a tour or take a driver, because there's no public transportation really in like the whole country. I mean, there's some buses, but it's such a big country that that you really need a car. I'm gonna see if there's anything else to show you guys here. If you're just tuning in, here's another view from out here. If you are just tuning in, I am in the West Fjords of Iceland. So this is the northwestern corner. Let's see if I can find, oh wait, here we go. Here's a map. I am somewhere around here in Pingyeri. So this is where you fly into, somewhere around here. Reykjavik is somewhere here, I think. And then I flew up there. So I'm only here for a week, but this is kind of what I expected when I came to the Arctic to work. I wanted, let's see if the internet, I have to switch internet connections if I go downstairs, but let's see if it hooks or if it stays. This is what I expected when I came here. I expected a really quiet, like nice, calm, peaceful place to work, and it's exactly what I got. Now, the Arctic Coworking Lodge in Norway is more of a co-living space and less of a work environment, but this totally is. So this is the downstairs area where they have like special events. They had some artists here doing a presentation the other day. This is the kind of like co-working social area. And there's kind of like, oh, here we have some books. Here we have, I don't know, this is cute, but hi. So here we have one of their flyers, and it says slow down to start up, which I really like because that's what you need to do. You know, sometimes to build something, you need to slow down. So you could come to Iceland, you can, you know, really get into this deceleration state. As you see, they crossed out accelerator and put decelerator. And so they're really all about like creating things here, innovation, community involvement, startup stuff. And yeah, they're doing like a really cool stuff here. So this morning, for example, I went to this town has 200 people in it. I went to the community pool, which is only open a couple hours a day. And so everybody from the community like goes to the pool, and we swim and go in the hot tub and go in the sauna and drink coffee and just sit around and chat. And then there's a cold pool outside. So, you know, you can do the like Icelandic ice water pool, the sauna, the spa. And it's a really nice way to start the day, and it just like makes you feel at home in the community. And then I come to work. The only foreigners here are people who are at the Blue Bank. So the types of people who have been here are mostly from Germany. I think most of the people I met, Germany, South Korea, and there are some architects here, there are some blockchain entrepreneurs here, there are some artists here, there are some like internet passive income entrepreneurs. And but yeah, as you can see, it's very, very quiet. Like there's really no people around, and I love it because the people that are around are really cool, but it's just, I wish I was here for like a month. Oh, here's a map of the town. So this is where I am, the West Fjords. This is the northwest corner of Iceland. And then this is what the town looks like. So it's super, super small. And yeah, this is the pool. My house is over here, kind of in this forest. And then you can hike around there. Let's see, George is asking if I could see myself living here. Wait, where did it go? If I could see myself living here permanently. And I would say no. I don't think I would want to live here permanently, but I would like to stay here. Like I think, oh, sorry, I just clicked off. I think a month here would be really good because I don't think 1 week is enough. By the time you kind of get comfortable, like get groceries, get settled in your house, get to know the people, get to know the co-working space. It just takes a few days to get settled. And so I have to leave on Wednesday, but yeah, I wish I was staying longer. So after this, I go back to Oslo. But there are people who do want to live here year round. Like there's a girl from Finland who's thinking of staying here and opening like a bakery or something. But for me, I think it would be good for a retreat, but I wouldn't want to live here all the time because it's just really, really quiet. Yeah, it's basically just like fishermen and a few locals, some hiking, just a really, really rural area. The grocery store is like 40 minutes away. So there's no restaurants here, there's no stores. It's just like a tiny village. Yeah, so we do things like sit around and drink coffee and eat cinnamon rolls and work and swim and hike. There's one place that sells fish and chips, but that's it, and I haven't been there yet. Yeah, some girl made cinnamon rolls the other day, but mostly I went to the grocery store and then I brought my food home with me. So, oh, thanks, Michelle. He's like, you look great. Maybe it's my cold, or my sauna in the cold pool that I did. I was gonna go hiking. I'm dressed to go hiking, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll take advantage of being here and work. I don't know. I could film, I could record. I have a lot of stuff to do as per usual. So here are some of the people who've been here. We have the Japanese weekend, the Decelerator program, which was mostly Europeans, graphic design event, and I don't know what this is because I can't read it, but if you're just tuning in, this is my office for the week. It's probably my favorite office I've ever been in. And I'm obviously taking over a big spot right now because nobody's here. But maybe I need to go back and sit on the thinking stool and think about what I'm gonna do. What are you guys doing today? There's also a Twitch gamer guy here. Well, I think he does a lot of stuff, but he also streams. It's so quiet. They have so many different words for silence here. That's what I learned. In England, they have a lot of different words for rain. And here they have a lot of different words for silence. It's very nice. What else is going on? The other local food that's here, they have these Icelandic donuts. Donuts, fish and chips. What is the other food? Lots of coffee. They do have a lot of fresh fish. My favorite spot in Scandinavia so far, I would have to say, is definitely Norway. Now, I've heard some kind of I don't know, discussion over which countries want to be included in Scandinavia or which countries count as Scandinavia. But I'm aware that it's like Norway, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, I think. Well, I don't know about Finland, but I really like this region. I like the Baltics. I like Northern Europe. I like Scandinavia. And I find that the lifestyle is really similar through these countries, and like I don't know if Iceland is included in that, but Iceland's kind of its own thing. But I think Norway, because it has nature and it's pretty modern, but it also has a lot of like rural areas and adventure, but it has good infrastructure and it has a lot of good food, good salmon and fish. And yeah, I think that's my favorite. My cousin lives in Stockholm, but I haven't felt as much of a like personal connection to Sweden. but maybe I haven't traveled there enough. And I've only been to Helsinki in Finland, and it was horrible weather and I really didn't like it. But I've heard the northern part of Finland's really nice. And this is like my 4th time in Iceland, but it's my first time way out here. And Iceland only has about 300,000 people in the whole country. So a lot of times the tourist population can exceed the local population. So. Yeah, I need to go to Russia next. I have to still apply for my visa. I need to get on that. So I'll have like a 3-year visa to Russia and then I can come and go. That's my plan. Hey Fabricio. I came to this specific place because I was in Norway at the Arctic Coworking Lodge, and they're kind of part of this alliance with other co-working spaces in the Arctic Circle. And I'm really intrigued with cold places, and I think that cold, quiet places are really good places to work and think and write and get into a good flow state for productivity. So I actually would stay here for much longer. The only reason I'm leaving is because I fly to Los Angeles on October 14th for the YouTube Vid Summit. So I'm gonna try to learn more about YouTube because, you know, I am spending a lot of time and money and energy in creating videos. Like at first it was just a hobby, but now I want it to be really like my full-time thing. So I want to just make sure that that I understand what I'm doing and that I'm well educated in all like the nuances of putting content out and creating videos so I can make better ones. And because yeah, it's only like my 2nd year doing it. So that's why I have like a hard end date that I have to leave by, but I really would like totally stay here through the next few months, like either in Norway and Iceland. Yeah, I don't like to go back and forth across the ocean so many times because I'm pretty sensitive to jet lag. But also it's my niece's birthday, so I'll be at the Vid Summit, and then my niece and my brother live in live in San Diego, so I'll get to go out there. So that's why I'm leaving, but yeah, bummer. I'm not, you know, the first day I got here, I was a bit, it was like a bit awkward because like I didn't know what to expect, and then people picked me up at the airport and took me to dinner and grocery shopping and stuff, and so I just felt a little out of my comfort zone. But after the first 24 hours, I like really adapted. I think that you can adapt to anywhere. I don't, you know, even if you feel uncomfortable at first, I think you always are happy that you had an experience compared to not having it. Like I was thinking and writing in my journal the other day that things that happen are really neither good nor bad. They just happen, and then we can attribute meaning to it. So, you know, you could say that you missed your flight and that's bad, or that it's good because you got to spend more time in a place, or you got to meet a new person or whatever. So I'm definitely happy that I came here, and I really wanted to share what they're doing here, and I want to support like small co-working spaces and co-living spaces and entrepreneurs and remote workers and people who are just creating different things to provide spaces for other people to have awesome experiences and connect. And so a place like the Blue Bank in Iceland, they're helping the community, they're bringing in entrepreneurs and tech workers and remote workers and artists and people from all around the world who want to have this kind of experience in nature and meet other people, and yeah, they're just providing a place for people to work on their projects and really like work on their mental health and their life, and have a unique experience. I mean, if this place wasn't here, like there's probably no way that I would have ever come here. I don't think I would have ever known about it. And I definitely wouldn't have met people from like Berlin and Munich and South Korea and all of these other places. So, and it has been good to slow down. Like, I don't know. You guys know that I like to slow travel, and I haven't been doing that the past few months. So I've been feeling a bit burnt out, to be honest, with like work and videos and writing and my podcast and messages and emails and a lot of stuff. So being around, like living with people and working with people and socializing and being in a new environment and having to adjust, like that all has an effect on your nervous system, really, because you're kind of always like aware of what's going on, like you're always adapting to a new surroundings, and it just takes time for you to get into a flow and into a rhythm. And so I had 1 week kind of traveling through Norway. I had 1 week at the Coworking Lodge. I had like half a week where I was hiking around, and then I had a week when I was coming here, and I really don't like to change places so much. Like I would rather have 1 month just in one town in Norway and 1 month just here in Iceland. And so I've been feeling a bit ungrounded because I've been in a different place almost every day or every few days, and it's hard to get in a flow that way. So most of the people, hi Rick, most of people here do not speak English. Like the people in the co-working space do, but not in this town, or some of them speak a little bit of English. In Norway, almost everyone speaks English. The places I booked, like in this case, I knew that, like I was introduced to this place, so that's how I found out about it. So I organized it directly. And in Norway, I knew about it for about a year before I actually went there. So I did put a deposit in advance and then booked a date, and then I changed it a few times, and then I eventually came. Well, you know, it's actually like, I would say not everyone speaks English in the northern countries, Rick, because in Estonia, they really don't speak that much English. A lot of places in the Baltics, like I haven't been to Latvia, but in Lithuania, only the younger, advanced, like educated population speaks English. Some of the older people don't. And then throughout Iceland, I would say definitely like a lot of the young people speak it, but not the older generation. So, but it is impressive that, you know, people in Europe, they speak a lot of languages. Let's see. Oh, thank you, George. He says you're doing an amazing job. Thank you. I get really frustrated sometimes because I want to create so many things, but it takes so long to make each thing. So I feel like I'm never gonna get through my to-do list of videos. Like I have 300 videos I wanna make, and yeah, but I guess the journey is the destination, you know? I should take my own advice, and the process of writing an article or making a video or any project that you're doing, whether it's at work or a personal project, it's like the process of figuring it out and seeing what the end result is. That's like the important part. It's not checking it off of your to-do list or just getting it done and getting it over with. It's the creative process. And just like when things happen in life, like sometimes you need to look back at it and view something with that hindsight perspective to really understand what it meant. And it's almost like reading a book twice. Like if you read a book once, you understand something and you get something out of it. But if you read it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you always learn something new. And so every time you do something in life, any kind of project or like personal goal or professional goal, you just learn something new, and then you take that lesson and apply it to the next thing. So it's really one of the things that I've learned from traveling, and that I continue to learn over and over and over again, is really how similar people are. I mean, we are all part of one human race, no matter which country you're from, no matter where you live in the world, and everybody has different interests and different cultures, but everybody, you know, wants similar things, and everyone's struggling with similar stuff. You know, whether it's like silly things like, you know, social stuff like what to wear or where to go to have dinner or whatever, or trying to lose weight or trying to make more money, or trying to meet a partner and fall in love. Like these are all things that are shared humanity through thousands of years and through every single country. Like everybody can relate on the same levels, on like emotional levels, on physically hard things, on mentally hard things. And whenever I talk to other people, like, you know, I realize that everyone's kind of in the same boat. Like even here, people are talking about how they want to eat less meat and do more things for the environment, and different like fasting and different diets and meditation and retreats and all those different things that people do to try to figure out more of who they are, how to be better people, how to find their purpose in the world. And so it just kind of all comes full circle. Like, yeah, deep thoughts on a Sunday. If you're just tuning in, I'm sitting in a window, and this is my view in Iceland. Whoops. Got coffee, computer, live stream, and view out the window. Oh, George says, or Rick says, you are the light of YouTube. That's really nice. I would love to actually watch more YouTube. I feel like I don't have enough time to watch stuff. But it's actually, you know, it's more interactive this way. But I still like to get in a little YouTube binge every once in a while. Hi, Tim. Fabricio, I haven't been to Varna, but in Bansko, the English isn't that good. In Bulgaria, it's not that good. It's mostly in the city, and really the younger generations I've learned. So it seems like a few generations back, maybe it was a political thing, maybe it was, I don't know, the education system or how people learned. I think a lot of people learned from watching TV with subtitles. Yeah, it is all about the process. And that's why I think I'm not best at this, but I'm still I'm still learning to be patient with the process. Like I really love the process. And this past couple weeks, I had the opportunity to write some articles for the Daily Stoic. Guys, the Daily Stoic, like one of my favorite websites, and Ryan Holiday is one of my favorite authors. And these articles really put me out of my comfort zone, and they made me stretch to write them. And I was thinking, I probably wouldn't have come up with these ideas for these articles on my own, or forced myself to write them in such a small time period. But after going through it, like, you realize that when you try to do something, if you keep hitting barriers and different walls, like if you just keep going, you will find a way out. It's like being in a maze. Like life is like being in a maze. You just keep trying, and I'm still trying to be okay with the difficulty of new things and with failing at stuff, and because failure is just like, it's not good or bad. It's just like, this didn't work for this outcome, you try another way. And yeah, I'm still working on that. Yeah, the to-do list just gets longer and longer. Like if I check off one thing, I'm like adding 10 more things to the list. Hi, Astos. You know, I haven't been in love in a while, Rick. That's one thing I was thinking about, that everything is a trade-off. Like when I'm really in a relationship, I'm not as focused on work and other stuff, but then this year, like, I haven't even thought about it. Bye, George, good to see you. Here comes a boat coming in. Looks like some kind of a fishing boat. You can see lots of birds flying around. There's the flag of Iceland in the back. They're trying to probably eat some fish. Well, I guess I should go and do something. Well, I am doing something, but I should go for a hike before it gets dark. The sun's coming up around 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it's going down around 6 or 7, so there's not that many hours of daylight. I can always come back and work at the night, in the nighttime. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this tour of my co-working space. It's really nice. Like, you would never think that this really nice modern place with comfortable chairs was here, but it is. So if you're just tuning in, I'm in Iceland and I'm in a co-working space and just sitting in this window. I think this is the coolest workspace I've literally ever been in. And I've been in a lot of co-working spaces and a lot of WeWorks, although not anymore because WeWork effed up. So stay tuned tomorrow, everybody, because I'm gonna post Digital Nomad News on this channel tomorrow, and it is filmed in a beautiful, beautiful town in Norway called Henningsvær, and I filmed it out on the balcony, and we're gonna talk about the luxury co-living spaces in Dubai and Singapore. So I'm gonna post that video tomorrow. I love Digital Nomad News. I can't believe it took me so long to come up with that idea. Hey Pablo, this place, I don't know, I accidentally, sorry. I'm not sure exactly the pricing structure, how that works, because it's like co-living and co-working. But in the summer they have a hotel, so you could probably, they have like different membership plans depending on how long you stay and where you stay. So I'll find out all of that info and I'll do a separate video on that. I actually think I'm gonna have the owner of this place on my podcast this week, so we'll get all the details. But all right, I'm gonna call it a day and go outside and go explore a little bit. So bye guys from Iceland, and see you soon. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Bye. Bye everyone. Bye Tech and Rick and Michelle and George and Pablo and everyone. Dalter, Yastos, everyone who's watching, Tim. Good stream today. Bye guys.